Okay guys, so exciting stuff. Cracked a beer over it. Computer case, keyboard, all the bits and pieces needed to run the computer are here. Some SSD drives, RAM, Ryzen 5 CPU, and a GPU. Uh-oh. Just dropped one of the SSD cards on the ground. Not bad for $130, just dropping it on the ground. Should be fine. So, won't be long and I'll be able to process videos quicker, which means maybe more uploads. So let's get to the tour of the property. Good day, Aussie bonsai bloke. Yeah, going. Okay guys, so I'm just going to give you guys a massive tour of everything. Starting from now, I've got an hour before it's dark, so I've got to scoot along. But there's a red gum, which was a bonsai, and is now as tall as this studio, which is 12 to 15 feet tall. And as the video suggests, we're not working on a tree. We're going to be doing a tour of the property. So I'll just show you the wife's indoor plant collection out the back here. It's a little bit messy out here, but it's doing alright, doing okay. Indoor plants. Look at this lot here. It's just sprawling out over the whole floor. We got the birds doing poos. A lot of poos. They live up here. Create nests up here all the time. So in spring they'll come back and nest again. But yeah, please don't tell the wife I showed you this, otherwise she'll be freaking out. There's the pool. There's the dog Leo. Hello. Hey. Now, we've got a couple of things going on here. Okay, so there's the pool. Dirty water because winter. So no point keeping it clean. I'll put some chlorine in summer and bring it back to life. A couple of things going on. I've got the DJI stabilizer. I've got the mic going on my shoulder, but I can't use the mic receiver on the phone because then the stabilizer won't work, or the the gyros in the whatever you call it, the selfie stick. Anyway, they won't work. So yeah, so anyway, so I'm gonna have to overlay sound onto my video from my mic, which records on its own, and try and overlay it over my video and hope that it works. Never done it before, so it'll be interesting to try. Got the new computer coming up soon, but it's not ready yet. Gonna work on it tomorrow, so this might be the last video on my old computer. Avocado tree's doing alright. Okay, this is a Jap maple. Had beautiful colours this year. Planted in the garden, Jap maple. So yeah, what I thought I would do is I'd just take you for a tour down the garden, around the new trees, up around the other garden bed, around the other side of the house, and then up and around the other trees. So that'll be the plan. Gimbal, that's what it is. DJI gimbal, just come to my head. So here's some sort of an acacia. Doing really well. It's already 4 or 5 foot high, nearly as tall as this garden shed, the pool shed that I put in. So I've put that in. I'm not sure whether I've shown that before. Okay, so yeah, testing out the gimbal today, doing a tour with a gimbal. First time I've done a tour with a gimbal. Anyway, let's talk about trees. Put a trident maple in the ground. See if I can fatten up the trunk and get a really fat one, and then I might dig it back up. Next to it is a Chinese elm and an apple. so far this apple hasn't produced apples, and it's from seed, but we'll see. I don't know what you call that stuff, but it's taken over. Peach tree, lost all its leaves, but you know, doing okay. Quince, it's a quince tree. All sorts of stuff here. There's still tomatoes on the ground. We haven't had a frost yet, really. We've had one light one, but not too bad. So the tomatoes are still holding on. Cape cotton bush down there from cutting. And look at this one. This one's from Laurie. This is the acacia, and I reckon it would have to be 10, 11 foot tall now. Doing okay. The green one, so that's the green one. Trunk is already that thick on it. Okay, so doing pretty well. Pretty sturdy. I gotta hurry this up, by the way. But anyway, that grows faster than this purple one. You see this purple one's a bit slower. Lily pilly. This is a bottle tree down here. So this is a bottle tree. This is a apple blossom hibiscus. It's doing pretty well. It doesn't like the frost, but the last couple of years we haven't had bad frost, so it's been okay. Beautiful, gets beautiful flowers. Apple blossom hibiscus. Apricot tree from seed. They actually grow pretty true to seed. This is the one garden bed down here. Ute there with some firewood on the back. A lot of leucadendrums we have. Also have a lot of proteas. There's another leucadendrum down there, that's a sunset safari. Sheep's water trough. Bit of a story with the sheep. I've sold them off. So the sheep are going to be gone. I'm going to take them out probably this weekend. And then no more sheep. So that's, you know, a little bit sucky, but because I love having the sheep around. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant that whole, well, just show you guys. I want to plant right up to twice as far as that tree up there. I want to plant it with trees all around and have the whole hill covered in trees. And the final plan will be to the final plan will be to have trees growing over the whole area, but then when the trees get big enough, so this is my garden bed, so when the trees get big enough, the plan will be to put the sheep back on underneath the trees, but I just want to let the trees get big enough, and I can't afford to fence off heaps of areas because the cost of that is more than, you know, getting rid of the sheep for a few years. So that'll be the plan. So it's a coria, doing okay, gets beautiful flowers, absolutely beautiful. I hope it's nice and smooth for you. If the mic on the phone's not too bad, I won't worry about overlaying the mic on my shoulder, but see what happens. So out here is a new lot of trees. I'm going to keep you guys live for the whole lot so you can really see me walk around here and have a look. Okay, so there's a wattle, some sort of a wattle. Okay, they're pretty fast growing. But yeah, most of these in the gardens are growing. Some are sick, some are dead, but not many. Okay, so here's a good one. That one's doing okay. There's another one there. Peppermint gum, I believe, here. New growth all over it. Another one there and there. So I'm going to try and hurry it up a little bit now. I'll start walking a bit faster. Hopefully the gimbal's nice and smooth. Native pine, or cypress really. Australian white cypress. This here, I believe, is a bushy sugar, but the mini variety. Doing really well. Beautiful purple new growth. You can really tell when something's really happy when it's got really nice new growth. This little guy here, not quite so happy, but they get this wasp that lays eggs in the leaves. Hopefully protects the tree later on. So here we got a tree that I planted, but the next to it is the silver mulga, which has decided to grow from seed because we had the dripper in the ground next to whatever that gum is. Leo's come out for a walk. Roy, well, he's too lazy. Well, not lazy, preoccupied. He can't go for a nice stroll, that kid. He has to, you know, muck around and chase things all the time. Here's another bushy sugar, but the mini version. Dwarf bushy sugar. Okay, so yeah, hopefully things are pretty smooth here. I'll do a fairly brisk walk now with the dog. You reckon, Leo? Pretty good, mate. Look at this nice bit of deadwood on this tree. The old tree that died. New one here, planted next to it. Look at the new red growth. Beautiful new growth on it. Yeah, all around here there's a lot of trees that I've planted already. Okay, this is what I call the new section. This is 2 years old. We don't get the growth that some people do get because we don't get a lot of rainfall, and our ground's very rocky and very clayey, so I think what happens is the clay stops the roots from growing easily, which then slows the trees down. Whereas people in sand seem to get quicker, faster growth, and the trees get bigger quicker. So where mine are in 2 years, someone in a lot of sand might get that same growth in 1 year. So it takes probably nearly twice as long to grow a good tree here where I live in this clay. The ground is pretty much clay. It's a sandy clay, but it is more clay than sand for sure. So you can see down here on the ground gets so hard. And it's hard for the roots to penetrate, but anyway. Not to worry. In general, they're doing okay. We will keep walking. So there's the boundary of where I planted up to. And these are the older trees. I'll just show you the old trees. There's a beehive in one of them. So, but yeah, there's some older trees. Beautiful old trees. Bloody beautiful. And here, we've got a boxthorn. It protects the young birds, the little birds, and the little birds love putting nests in them. So I'm hesitant to just go and rip them all out because birds don't really have anywhere else to hide at the moment because, as you can see, it's mainly bare. We got some good tree line down there, but that's about it. So I'm, trying to leave enough, bushes and stuff for the birds until the big trees get established, and then maybe I'll get rid of some boxthorn. But in the meantime, I think the boxthorns add more to the environment than they take away, and they do offer a good spot for little birds to hide out. So for now, they can stay. So here's a Tassie blue gum, which is actually surviving out here. They normally need 30 inches of rain. We only get 12 if we're lucky. And well, it's surviving out here. Okay, I just had a look at my phone and I need to move it. I'm talking too much and not walking fast enough. But here's another good tree. Beautiful. I will show you guys. No, I won't. It's too far away. It's gone. Okay, so here's another nice one that's grown. I believe this one is a ghost gum. So not all the trees that are planted, in fact probably not even half of them are native to the area, but they're native to Australia, and they are generally a low rainfall tree apart from the Tasmanian blue gum. So here you can see a guard where after 2 years there's a tree still in the guard chilling out, and that ground is so hard, and you can see why they have a long struggle to get their roots down before they can really grow. But I'm hoping what happens is they're slow for a few years, and then when they finally get their roots down, they'll just go like mad. That's my final hope. Another Australian white cypress. Some other little tree here. I'll try not to show you guys every tree, but I do get carried away. That one's doing well. I'm not sure what that is. I do have tags in and around a lot of the trees, but if I was to stop and read them all, and I don't really know what they are myself. I mean, I can assume some of them are the ghost gums, which is the Papuana or something like that, but I don't get them all right. So anyway, and this tour as well, like looking at all these trees, is as much for you guys as it is for me, because in future I'll be able to come back and look at this and have a bit of a reference to what things used to look like in 20 years time, hopefully. So you can see that trunk's growing. Dog's still following me around. Aren't you, boy? Hey, you still following? Yes, you are. Good boy. Good boy, bub. Yeah, peppermint gum. Yeah, it's just, you know, I get carried away, but I gotta keep going. Otherwise, one, this video is going to be long, and two, the sun over there will be completely set and it'll be dark. Another Capuana, I think. Yep. So you have a look at the gut. You have a look down here. There you go. But yeah, in general, things are going okay. This is an acacia. This is something different. I don't have many wattles and acacias out here. One, mainly because I just wanted permanent trees. I didn't want trees that only grow for 5 to 10 years and then die. I wanted some permanent ones. So I guess I should say the final plan with all of this is that these trees grow enough, and then I'll plant more back there, that my plan will be to harvest firewood from them, not from the live parts of the tree, but every time a storm goes through and breaks a limb off. And I mean, I've already planted probably 1,400 trees, 1,400 trees, and if I planning on about another 600 this year, 700. If I plant those, I reckon, just from what gets broken off in wind, with, you know, anywhere up to 2,500 trees, what gets broken off in the wind and storms should be enough in 20 years time to support a constant firewood supply without having to ever attack a good, this is a Fink Mallee, something different, think mallee. So they were slow to get going, but this one actually looks pretty healthy now, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, the eventual plan will be to have a constant supply of firewood through attrition more than just cutting down a live tree. I've always been against cutting down a live tree. I'm not going to cut a live tree down. Well, sorry, I do lie, because years and years ago when I was a teenager I didn't care, but now I do. Since I was maybe 25, no cutting down live trees. Literally, it'll just be the branches that drop off. So, that's a, so in the bonsai area, that's the Indian flame tree. I did get a picture from the weekend. I might try and put it up, might not, of an actual full grown one. They do get to be about probably a 20 to 30 foot tree, or close to 10 meters. I planted some trees out here, so hopefully you can see a couple out there. But beautiful scenery, look at that, stunning. I'm sorry, but I'm going to be walking into the sun for a while, so that sucks. This is some sort of purple tree that we planted, which is a native, and it grows quite big. Weeping, so pretty cool. Protea, don't know. Leucadendrum, and weeds. Okay. Geranium. Ox hearts, they're starting to multiply actually. We're getting more and more patches. I planted probably 7 or 8 patches of the ox heart. And they're multiplying pretty well. So here's another patch. They're getting bigger and bigger every year, so that is really cool. Had the flowers come up. Fair few grevilleas. A lot of agaves. They burn off in the winter frost, but then they seem to come back. Another type of grevillea. Some really cool flowers. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Apple tree from seed. Okay, Westringia, pretty sure. Growing super fast, that one. I don't know what that one is. Don't know what that one is. Don't know. We've planted so much stuff. Beautiful. A lot of salvia. Okay, a lot of hebes. Is this? I don't even know what that one is yet. No idea. Okay, geraniums again. Not everyone likes geraniums, but here's a hebe. Okay, look at the flower. Absolutely beautiful. Flowers on the hebe. Quince tree. Okay, we're getting yellow autumn colours from the quince tree. It's now hit winter, but doing okay. Even the clavia has actually done pretty well in the summer. Still really green. You can see the weeds in between everything, but I'll whip a snip of this after I let things grow for a while. Here's an almond tree from seed. And it's actually turned into something else. It's like a dwarf almond. You have a look how close all these buds are together and how gnarly it looks. It's really cool. So this ended up a dwarf, whereas from the same tree I grew other almond seeds and they ended up like just a normal sort of almond. Alright, so there's a lime tree, and I have to cut back this what the hell do you call that stuff? Not clavia. I forget. Anyway, Have a look at this stuff. It's growing really well. Going absolutely bonkers. Going absolutely bonkers. It's taken over the place. And there's also the oh, what's that tree called again? God's sakes. Roy! Roy! Dog's been silly. Anyway, my mind's gone blank. Can't think of anything. Here's a lemon tree. Looking a bit sad, but we got our very first lemon. Look at that. Very first lemon. Fig tree's doing well. It's at least 10 foot tall now. Another one of whatever I can't think of. I'll think of it later, but later's too late, isn't it? But yeah, look at that. Big bunch of that stuff just growing. Here's the Manchurian pear. At least I could remember that name. This here had beautiful big bright red colours on it this year, and it looked absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right, I'm going to walk quickly now. So wattle. I've got to walk quick, otherwise I'm not going to make it. Tasmanian blue gum. Another wattle there. Papuana there. Red gum there. Acacia next to it. New fire pit there, which I'll show you now. Actually, I'll show you now, because we're not going to come back this way. Mulberry's doing alright too. Mulberry's out there. 2 mulberries. But yeah, I think either me or the sun has knocked a few bricks off the fire pit, but the fire pit's here. Got to put the bricks back on, and the idea is we sit around there. Air's meant to go underneath and come out the top, and it's meant to be smokeless, but who knows? I'm sure smokeless is a myth. And we've also put plants all around the edge so they'll grow up and protect us from the wind. This is a little Eric Banksia. Look at those little flowers, pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta seriously move. We're already up to half an hour and I haven't even gone halfway around. So I gotta move and keep on moving. Another acacia here. Type of a wattle. Just gotta keep moving. Well, this is a motorbike track that has caused a hole where the water collects. We haven't had a lot of rain, but we've had some. So that's been pretty cool. Nothing better than a bit of natural rain. Okay, there's a bit of water in this water hole here. Tanks about half full. Big tanks about half full. Okay. Seth's got his motorbike tracks around here. We'll go on. I'll do such a quick walk around here now. I just can't stop anymore. We're gone absolutely silly. Maybe the name for that bush in the septic was cycad. No, that's not right either, I don't think. Anyway, peppermint tree, gum. I'll just scroll from side to side. You can see a lot of the trees growing really well. Okay, Down here they've been slower, but they might be a different variety of tree. But they are healthy. So the ones down there lower in the harder ground are slower, but they're healthy, and I think they'll turn into some decent trees in time. Just give them a bit of time. Biggest tree is down there, but I don't have time to get down there. Here's a nice one here. We've had a full-on mouse plague this year. There's all mice holes, and they are absolutely everywhere. Bloody mice in the house, everywhere. It stinks, absolutely stinks. I even made a little bucket where they fall into. But look at this tree, look at that, plagued by mice. Not affecting the tree. In actual fact, I think they probably aerate the soil. So this hard ground they're aerating, probably helping the trees, to be honest. So I'll let them go, but got to try and keep them out of the house. That's the main thing. Here's a nice big tree. This is 9 foot tall. Some nice tall ones there. Okay, let's get underneath this thing. Quite a good solid trunk. So this lot of trees here are probably what would I say? They'd be close to 3.5 years old. Probably 3.5 years old. The first lot of trees I was showing you, they were around about 2 years old. So these are 3.5, which they're doing pretty well for 3.5, especially in this area. Like nearly all of these are 6 foot at least. This one here is 6 foot plus, 7 foot. I have to reach up. This one here I can't even reach the top. Top's up further. Okay, so doing pretty well. But this year we had a fungus infection attack a lot of these trees, and they've had to grow back from it. You can see these leaves here have had a fungus infection, and if they didn't get a fungus infection, so this is what I call the shelter belt trees. They go right around the whole house, all the way around there, all the way around there, and then back here. And that is where the predominant wind comes from, if I can say that, predominant wind. That's where most of it comes from. So that was the very first thing we did when we moved into the house, was to plant all them. One, to help the environment, and two, just to protect us from the wind. So it's a win-win from the shelter belt trees, and later on in life, if branches get snapped off from the wind, we'll use dead wood for firewood. But I do not plan on using the green limbs for firewood, because you know that would go against everything I believe in, cutting down green trees or pollarding them or whatever you call it. Yes, you could pollard them and let them grow again, but I believe then they become quite an ugly looking tree rather than a natural beautiful tree. So we're just going to wait until there's enough trees growing nice and big, and then the storm damage allows us to collect firewood. So here's another bushy sugar, brand new one, because on this fence line I didn't think I had enough trees, so I planted some new ones. They're only a year old, not even a year. Some of the trees here are doing well. For some reason there's certain sections that do awesome and other sections that don't. I hope this is doing well, this gimbal that I got here. Look at this water hole here. We haven't had a lot of rain here. We've missed out on a lot of rain in SA that the hills have had. They've had up to 80 mils. We've been lucky to get 14 mil, 15 mil each time. One time only 6 when they got 80 mil. but I did manage to collect a bit of water here. And the idea is I've dug it out with the tractor a bit so that we get a bit of a water hole in a couple of spots. Just to try and hold the water on our property rather than letting it drain off. But you can see all of that down there is all going to be planted up with trees now. 3 times further than you can see that tree up there. 3 times further is our property, and I want to plant it all up all the way across this horizon. So hopefully starts to look like here with all these trees, and then down there with all those trees, and then as they all grow, things should look better and better as time goes on, and the environment should heal. Already it is healing because we've got so much grass in our property, so much long grass, okay, compared to the neighbour over there. It looks green, but it's actually only this tall. Very short grass in our property. We've got a lot of cover and a lot of dead grass in amongst. We've got a lot of dead grass in amongst the grass too, which is providing nutrients back to this soil, I hope. Like I say, it's only been a few years, so you know, got a long ways to go. Have a look at this tree here. Some of them are starting to get flower buds already, see that? Okay, already getting flower buds. We'll just walk around. What do you reckon, Leo? Good, eh? Pretty good. Good boy. As you can see, mostly they're growing alright, and occasionally you do get one that died. See, I didn't water any of these last year. I let them do a whole year on their own, a whole summer, just to see how they would go. And in general, they've done pretty well. See, it's that crazy dog barking down the bottom there. Oh, Leo, are you okay? I think I stepped on your foot, bud. Sorry. Sorry, bud. Roy's such a weirdo, isn't he? I think he's just barking at the ground. What's he barking at? He's such a weirdo. Alright, so this is probably the tallest tree out of the bunch that we got. Probably not the thickest trunk. Not bad. But the tallest tree is probably nearly 12 foot tall. Maybe taller. It's doing alright. And there's mice holes in between everything. Mice holes everywhere. But like I say, maybe they're just cultivating the soil, who knows. Could end up being a good thing. It might make trees grow faster. Who knows? But all I know is they're a pain in the ass. See, here's the fungus infection that we had. Pretty bad. They will grow out of it, I believe. This one here is getting flowers, going to have flowers too. So that's pretty exciting. There's more. And yeah, there's little puddles around, but absolutely beautiful sky tonight. Probably pretty good for filming actually, because we haven't had too much glare. This could be a South Australian blue gum. Much more hardy than the Tasmanian blue gum. And a good tree to plant. Fast growing. Good for later on firewood if you want firewood. Like I say, I recommend firewood on trees only when they snap off. Cut them green after they snapped off. and then keep them for, you know, firewood for the next year. I don't recommend cutting live trees down, because the more live trees you cut down, the less trees you have, and you're just wasting it then. Here is the biggest trunk I've got in the whole property. You can see I can't even get my hand around that. So that is not the whole property, I mean out of the new trees. Okay, so 4 years old, and that's what we got. It's probably 10 foot tall, and a really massive trunk in there. So I'm gonna have to get the sheep out of there and do some planting. Okay, and then here we come down back towards the house. I've created a bit of a channel there for the water to run and then build up in that water hole down there, and hopefully it works, but we haven't had a big enough rain to really test it out. It's sort of started going down there, but so far this year we haven't had a good rain. And here we've got just honey myrtles near the bonsai area, and a few boobialas and some gum trees. And as you can see, this gum tree is also going to have some really good, beautiful flowers on it this year. So that, basically, I've planted bushy stuff here so that it protects the well, hopefully protects the bonsai area from wind, because that's where most of the wind hits the bonsai area. And then this is sort of another garden bed. Okay, there's a few weeds in there, but that's alright. Sort of another thick garden bed to look nice. Roy's been a crazy boy down there. Roy, what are you doing? Settle down. I think he's barking because the neighbour's dog's barking. So here's meant to be a back lawn with the agapantha hedge, and you know, it looks like a nice shape. It's got pop-ups, but problem is we couldn't water it last year because we had no water. So that sucks. Okay, looks like the bonsais are watering. So that was going to be the next thing I was going to show you. While they're watering, I'll just show you in the shed. Okay, we've got the Mars Hydro. Alright, the Mars Hydro. I've actually collected seeds from down the back of the property. And the seeds from down the back of the property were Socialist Mallee. And hopefully you can see all the new little seeds popping up everywhere in here. Okay, absolutely popping up everywhere. Hope you guys can see that. So we should end up with a heap of trees, Socialist Mallees to plant, and they are actually native to the area. Okay. Certain ones don't seem to do well. I don't know why. Got a lot of fungus gnats as well, causing trouble. But in general, there is hundreds of trees in there. So I'm hoping to grow them up in the Mars Hydro. And I've got a fan in there now. So, see what happens. And there's actually 2 heat mats underneath. And they're holding 33 Celsius temperature. So hopefully I can grow some in winter, plant them out in spring. Main thing is to keep disease and gnats off the trees. Anyway, let's get back out. So you can see I got a nice big window here now inside the shed, which I never had. So I can look out at the bonsai and see how they're going. Right, let's have a quick scan across the bonsai. Shit, we're 43 minutes in and we haven't even seen a bonsai yet. My God. Alright, I'm going to turn off the water. so that we don't get wet. And we'll have a quick scout of these trees. Let's turn off the water. Okay, so since I've redone the benches, we haven't really had a tour. So here we've got the bottle tree. There's the collected bottle brush with a tractor from the neighbours. Here we've got, which eventually will be a forest of honey myrtle. We got Laurie's pot made there with the olive in it. We've got hawthorn forest here, growing, and it's just gone yellow and starting to fall apart. There's the bigger hawthorn here. Okay, with a nice big trunk. Growing okay. Now look at this, guys. Look at this. This is the coral bark maple with the beautiful root system. Look at the autumn colours on that this year. Absolutely stunning. Stunning. Okay, beautiful. Here's the other Jap maple, and it's not even showing. In fact, that might even be some new growth on it. It's not even showing signs of slowing down. And that's quite a big one too. Okay, quite big. Still growing. Okay, what else we got? We got Chinese elm, growing okay. Quince tree, they cut back hard. Some what do you call the bloody things? Mangoes, which I grew from seed, doing okay. We've got Lance's jade tree, doing really well, really cool. Looks super cool. And look at that, it's also got mushrooms in the bottom. That looks so cool, all the mushrooms. Okay, and this one that I'll trim back with Grandad in the front. Pretty cool. Sheep eating olive. Doing well. Pomegranate. You can't tell you history on every tree because we run out of daylight, but pomegranate. Okay, this is a peppercorn tree. Kids box. The acacia style olive, which needs a trim. The bottle brush, mallee style bottle brush, mallee style. Okay, looks pretty cool, but one of the branches looks like it's going to die, so we'll have to restyle it and see what we can do. Things happen like that, don't worry too much about it, just restyle it. Olive tree. Growing okay, looks really cool. A lot of deadwood features and stuff in it. Crepe myrtle's lost its leaves now. Still got the beautiful trunk. Coming along well. Apple tree next to it. Here's the cedar, Deodora cedar. Bit of moss on it. Doing okay there, looking pretty cool. Looks like a pretty cool tree. This beautiful stonework underneath. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, olive. This is my biggest olive. Well, not biggest olive, but most mature. It's got good moss this year. The moss is growing really well. Not very many weeds, which is good. Tree itself is looking amazing. and you know that I defoliated it, and now it's starting to grow back. So you can see it's grown back. Pretty cool. Another olive here. Looking really, really good this year, this olive. Super cool. Bought this stump for $80, more than I've ever paid for a stump. In actual fact, I only paid $30 for that one. I paid $80 for that one, but I just love the shape of the stump. So I bought it, and I don't regret it because it's well worth $80. Okay. Dogs have knocked down one ear. Cherry tree there. Brother's olive here. Still hasn't shot out, but it's still green underneath. I don't know what to do about it, but if I scratch it, still green. Okay, it's got pimples all over it. It should shoot out. We'll see. And the one I collected off the cliff with Laurie, if you remember that one, pretty cool. The wattle. Laurie's trees doing pretty well. His Banksy gone a bit yellow, but it is getting its green back. I would hate to make that sick on him, but it did certainly go a bit yellow. Crepe myrtle in there. Annoying dog in the background, I can hear him. Annoying dog. I don't know what that one is, some sort of, it could be a leptospermum. Now here we got the plum, devil's plum. I mean, the trunk and stuff looks pretty cool on it. I love it, but this whole branch died. It's a major key branch on it. Don't know what to do now. I have to restyle it, but that major branch out its side's all dead. So not sure why it died. I do have water laying in it, but to my knowledge that should just rot the middle out and not affect the outside. But anyway, the main key branch is dead, so I'm gonna have to have a restyle on that one for sure. Okay, here we got an ash tree. Pretty sure it's either desert or mountain ash. I couldn't tell you exactly what, but I would say desert ash. Pretty sure it's desert ash. Okay, little Chinese elm needs a trim. Hope you guys remember that. It's got some pretty long branches on it now. Okay, here's the bottle brush, doing really well. I know with the sun behind, you can't really see it too well. Luke Parsons' pot. Oh, another thing, Luke Parsons sent me a photo today of his pot that he made for my red gum clump style. Another olive doing pretty bloody good. Super healthy. We're looking at the back of the tree there. And also the one that I carved out, that me and Laurie collected 2 years ago. The new growth is just gone silly, right up there. And the bottom of the branches are getting quite fat now, so it won't be long and some of these top ones can be cut off. You can see getting quite fat. Bottom ones, some of them are still got to grow a bit more, still a bit thin. And this one here is one of my favourites now. It's actually one of my favourite olives. Homemade pot from that slate pool table. And then beautiful small leaves. You can see compared to my hand how small those leaves. And then you've got all the dead wood in the middle here. It's all dead wood. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that one now, absolutely love it. It's growing really well. Manchurian pear grew from a baby thing to that in only 1 year. Getting a bigger trunk, massive leader shoots, nearly 6 foot tall in only 1 year. This one here that died, the other side of it is actually alive now and it's growing pretty strong. See how tall it's getting now, so it won't be long and that thing's going to become something. Whether I get rid of a trunk or whatever, I don't know. But this front of it's still alive. And the back of it's not. From here, it could still become something pretty cool. I just got to give it justice and do it properly. The box thorn. They're a funny thing. The box thorn actually goes completely dormant in summer and wakes up in winter. Whether or not it gets water, it doesn't matter. I thought box thorns only dried out in summer because they didn't get water in nature. But it turns out it actually, even with water, does it anyway. And then it comes back in winter. So it's actually a summer dormant bush. And now it's got all new leaves and shoots on it. So the box thorn is actually a summer dormant bush, a winter evergreen. That's what I would call it. Here's one me and Seth made the other week, the olive. Super impressed with this camera in this low light. Like, I'm literally in no light at all. And it's still giving a pretty clear picture. So that is the well, what is that one? The apricot forest. Here's the mulberry, 50-year-old mulberry heirloom. 50-year-old mulberry that I heirloomed, I should say. And beautiful trunk, branch structure, everything on it. Looks really cool, really natural. My worst bonsai ever is this one. 11 years old, and it still looks like I've just started it. I don't know why, it just won't grow. What else we got? We got Turkish oak. Really cool. We are super running out of light here. But pretty cool. Silver birch. With that beautiful trunk. Absolutely love that trunk. One of the best trunks I've got out of all my bonsai. Alright, we're going to have to finish up pretty soon here. So there is the one for Luke Parsons' pot. Here's the red gum, big red gum. So you can see up in that red gum, down into the trunk. He's made me a pot. This is another olive tree, beautiful olive tree. I love this one. I've had this one for a long time now. Really, really happy with it. Another olive carved out. Nothing too special, but it's alright. Cement mix olive. Doing okay. Got some new growth on it, and then it got sheep eaten. Once again, the lemon is, or kumquat is doing pretty bad, but it does have some on it. Lemon tree next to it. Doing okay, I guess. What else we got? Oh, this melaleuca in a crappy pot. Doing okay. And hopefully I can make it into a mallee style. This is another olive tree. Growing pretty good. Another olive. So anyway guys, it's getting too dark. The camera, or the gimbal, is actually struggling to even turn because it can't pick up anything to try and focus to. But I think it's done pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the program of DJI. Pretty happy with the gimbal. pretty happy with it all. Okay, so there's the bonsai. Hope you can see it there. There's Leo. Back of the house where we started. The fungus disease that hit pretty much all my trees, and a grub as well. There's actually a grub that gets in there and mines it out as well. So that one on the red gum was actually a grub. And this here was meant to be a bonsai 3 years ago. Now look at it. Can't even grab it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Tour of everything, including going into the Mars Hydro to have a look at the new tree seedlings coming up. And I hope you guys really enjoyed it, because I enjoy showing you around. And we've put a lot of hard work into this place so far, with a lot of hard work to go, I guess. So I guess catch you guys later. Thanks for watching my channel, and have a good one. Cheers, and new computer soon. Bloody beautiful night. Look at that. Absolutely stunning night. There's not a breath of wind. My God. I'm in love with this place. Just beautiful. The serenity, apart from that dog in the background barking. Bloody beautiful. Look at those clouds. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What do you reckon, Leo? Good? Good boy. Good boy. You want to play? I'll take you for a last ride if you want. Do you want to go for a ride? Ride? We'll go for a ride, Leo? Yeah, go for a ride. And down there is a dripper line for the new trees from work, so I didn't have to pay for that, which is good. But yeah, what a cracker night. Absolute cracker. Cheers, guys. Catch you next time.